Hey guys, so all of you guys know that Beyblade Burst is already out in Japan and 16 episodes have been released, so I made 5 reviews on them so you can check that out. So far I'm enjoying the series and it's much better and interesting than Metal Fusion or the Metal Saga. And the characters are much better and interesting than the Metal Saga characters. Well, at least some of them. I like Vault or Valto and Shu, and they're my favorites so far. And Rentaru, Kensuke or Kensuke, Dyna, and Makia are interesting as well, and they're pretty cool. And Hoji, Orochi, Gimba, and Kaiser or Shaka are pretty interesting as well. Yeah, I know I haven't made episode 6 review or even 7 or 8, but I will make a episode recap of all the episodes I missed. So from episode 6 and 15, 16 will be a separate one because that's not released in English sub at the time I'm doing this video or this recording, so yeah, stay tuned for that. So ever since the release of Burst, I found this out back in March or April at least, or even May, that the original Beyblade, yes, the original Beyblade will return, and it's coming back this summer. Yeah. Thank God. I was so excited, and I was glad that the original was coming back after 10 to 11 years, and it's finally coming back. Like first Dragon Ball Z, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Digimon, and now this? See, this is what I've wanted ever since G-Revolution ended, and when we got the final volume of the Beyblade manga. So I thought it wasn't going to be real, because I thought they weren't going to continue Beyblade, like the original Beyblade, at all, because we got Metal Fusion, Zero G, and of course Burst. But now we finally got it. So I saw this post on DeviantArt, and it says this: Korokoro Comics, or Korokoro Aniki, it seems new works of Aoki Sensei's Bakutenshu Beyblade manga will be published in July, which is this month. I don't know what volume the new manga or short comics are long. However, depending on the reader's voice, it has the potential to be continued. Let's wait for this summer. And it's finally here, and it came true. Takao Oki has revived Tyson, Kai, Max, and Ray after so many years. Now, I just read the new manga chapter and it was freaking amazing. It was so nostalgic seeing Tyson and the others back. Alright, and I will leave a link in the description so you can check out the new Beyblade manga. It's on the WBO, so you can check that out. Now, this new Beyblade series for the original, or this new season, is called Bakutenshu Beyblade Rising, or just Beyblade Rising, or Beyblade Season 4. Now, here are the things I'm going to talk about in this video. So let's talk about Tyson, Kai's, Max, and Ray's new looks. And yeah, they're pretty interesting. Let's start off with Tyson's, or Takao's. Now, Tyson's new look, it looks like a mix between his V-Force look and his G-Revolution look. The reason why it looks like his V-Force look is because he's wearing that yellow long sleeve t-shirt that he wore in season 2, or V-Force. And of course in G-Revolution and V-Force he wore the red vest. And he has a new Beyblade pouch on his shoulder, and yeah, it looks pretty cool. Now Kai has a new look, and his look is similar to his look in V-Force a little bit and G-Revolution. Mostly G-Revolution because his vest or his sweater is the same from G-Revolution, and his pants are similar to the pants he wore in V-Force. And this time he's wearing red gloves, so it's kind of similar to what he wore in season 1, and he's wearing a purple shirt again, like in G-Rev. Now Max, I don't know what happened to him. His look in this manga looks like his look from season 1. I don't even know why. And he's wearing the same overalls again, but he has a new shirt, and he's wearing his wristbands from V-Force, and of course he has new shoes and stuff. Now Ray's well, it's not much difference, but it's like a mix between his G-Revolution look and the first season look. Yeah, so Kenny's, well, it's basically the same like what he wore in season 1, but this time he's wearing pants. And Mariah's look, yeah, Mariah's in this chapter apparently, and of course she has a new look than G-Revolution and season 1. Yeah, what I thought about this manga chapter, like I said, it's nostalgic and it was really, really good. I really hope they would sell Beyblade manga again, like release it. Like it doesn't even matter which one. It could be Burst, MFB, because I really want to read the MFB manga, and possibly 0G. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about some more stuff that were in this manga chapter. Alright, so I'm going to talk about their new blades. Now, their blades look pretty cool. They mixed the plastics and the burst Beyblades and a little bit of the HMSs, so yeah. But my problem with these Beyblades for the originals is that they use the same attack rings of Dragoon S, Dronzer S, Drigger S, and Dracil S. Yeah, like, how can you downgrade from HMS to this? Like, back to the plastic attack rings. I don't know why they de-evolved their Beyblades from HMS to plastics. Like, how is that possible? My theory is that Kenny made 2 attack rings for these Beyblades, like for Tyson Kai, Max and Ray's S Beyblades. Yeah, and it looks pretty cool, but I just wish that their attack rings would have like a different design than just like reusing the same attack rings from season 1. I don't know. That's just me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love these new Beyblades. I like how they mix the burst Beyblades with the plastics. But reusing the S attack rings is just lazy, and it's really dumb. I don't know, that's just me. Okay, so like the previous seasons of the original, Tyson Kai, Max and Ray of course have new blades. So Tyson went from Dragoon MSUV to Dragoon SWX, or Dragoon Storm Wing Extreme. And Kai went from Dronzer MS to Dronzer SST, or Dronzer Spiral Spread Trans. And Max went from Dracil MS to Dracil SCP, or Dracil Shield Central Press. And Ray went from Drigger MS to Drigger / Heavy Fusion, or Drigger SHF. Yeah, so these Beyblades will be released. They just announced them in Koro Comics. So Drigger SHF, or Drigger / Heavy Fusion, will be one of the 8 Beyblades that you can get in the Random Booster Volume 4. And Dronzers or Dronzer Spiral Spread Trends will be available as an exclusive WBBA store item in Japan. Yeah, so Drigger is going to be released in October. Dronzer will be released in November, as well as Dragoon, and the last one will be Dracil, and it's going to be released in December. But for Dragoon SWX, it's going to be a Koro Aniki exclusive recolor version, and it will be offered as a mail order item in the 1115 Koro Aniki issue, meant for an older audience, that the regular Koro magazine. So yeah, that's pretty weird that they're just gonna offer it as a mail order. So this is only gonna be a Japan exclusive, unless some eBay users are going to sell them, but they're probably gonna sell it at a high price, or maybe even Amazon, who knows. And for Dracil, it's going to be included in the Random Booster Volume 5 sale. Now, I'm just going to read this from the WBL. It is unknown so far how the regular Dragoon SWX will be released. So, all remade layers have slightly modified designs. And as you can see in the picture, it's showing the old plastic model on the right and the new burst remodel on the left. So, like I said, it's just basically the same design, but Drigger's head is slightly remodeled, but the bit piece is the same and it's slightly updated. So Takara Tomy, or Takara, has been extremely aware of the recent resurgence of activity from Bakutenshu Beyblade fans from videos uploaded to YouTube, including me and other guys, to increase in the number of tweets and online messages posted about the first generation of Beyblade. Yeah, so I hope these blades are going to be released in North America, because it's gonna suck if these Beyblades are only going to be in Japan. Like, think about it. It's gonna suck if these blades are not going to be in Canada or America, or maybe in the UK, who knows. And also, I hope they're going to make a Strata Dragoon or a Gaia Dragoon S in the style of the Burst Beyblades, because Daichi is also part of the Bladebreakers, well, the G Revolutions, but who cares? At least add a Gaia Dragoon or Strata Dragoon into the toys, into this toy line, or at least these exclusives. So I hope they would do a Strata Dragoon or a Gaia Dragoon version of Burst. And another thing that bugged me is that why they did not continue with Next Generation Beyblade. I think the reason why is because, well, I guess Takao Oki wanted to continue TYSON'S story again. Yeah. Or this could be like a prequel to Next Generation Beyblade. Yeah, it might be, who knows, because this is after the events of G Revolution. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this one. Now I have some questions about this manga. If they're going to make an anime adaptation again, like a season 4, and will it be released in North America in the next few years, or maybe in the future? I would love to see the original Beyblade to make a comeback in anime style, because I hope it's not just the manga, because I want to see TYSON one more time, or like more at least, in anime style. And if they are going to do an anime adaptation, bring back both Japanese and dub actors. Yes, I know Sunrise is dubbing Beyblade now and not Nelvana, but at least get the original voices, like for TYSON, Kai, Max, Ray, and Kenny. And in this manga chapter, at least introduce Hillary. Like, I always wondered why Hillary wasn't in the manga. Now I know, because she was only meant for the anime. Yeah, so I hope they would make an anime adaptation again. Another question I have here is if they're going to team up with Burst and possibly MFB, because I've been wanting a Beyblade crossover ever since the Metal Saga days, because it pissed me off that we never saw Tyson teaming up with Jenga and his crew, or like at least battling against them, or like teaming up to like fight Ryuga or Damien or Nemesis. I would like to see that, or at least a threat that was going on in the Metal Saga. Yeah, and if Tyson would meet Volto or Vault, I would like to see that. Tyson would tell Volto that he was a champ, he was a legendary blader, he saved the world 3 times, and he's a lot like Volto. And when he saw Vault or Volto, it reminded of him when he was a little kid. Also, I was wondering if Takao Oki would make more of these manga chapters, and yes, he will, because at the end of the manga chapter it said that stay tuned for the next chapter. And yeah, I hope it's not gonna be like Naruto Gaiden, where it's only just like 10 chapters or so. I hope it's gonna be like a lot of manga chapters. So I hope it's not gonna be like that. Now, this question, it bugged me as well when I was reading this chapter, and that is, what happened to Daichi? Yes, this is something I noticed while I was reading the chapter. I have 2 theories for this. One is that Daichi probably returned to his hometown after the events of G-Revolution, or probably Takao Oki forgot about him, or at least something else. At least make Daichi a teen now, like probably at least 13 or 14 years old, or at least like maybe the same age. He could probably stay a kid, but at least let him age. Yeah. So I hope that Daichi will return in this manga chapter. If not, then damn. And another thing that I didn't get is that if this was a prequel to V-Force and G-Revolution, or a sequel to G-Revolution and V-Force. At first I thought this was a prequel, but when I looked at the first drawing or screenshot, it's a sequel to G-Revolution, because I looked closely at Kai and Tyson's clothing during the flashback, and yeah, they were still wearing their G-Revolution clothes, but their Beyblades were different. And how did the HMS blades evolve into Burst blades? Now, this was weird because Burst is in a different universe or a different timeline or in the future, because we never saw the original Beyblades in the style of Metal Fight. Well, I know Dragoon returned in the Metal Saga, but that is not Tyson's Dragoon, that is Sakio's. That Dragoon is cool, but Tyson's will always be the Dragoon, not Sakio's. Sakio's cool and everything, and his Dragoon, but that's not Dragoon, like the legit Dragoon. And I know they made tributes to the original characters like Tyson, Daichi, Kai, Max, and Ray, but those suck. They made those characters weak. Like, they're saying that the original Bladers were weak, which they're not. They're stronger than Jenga's crew and Zero's, for fuck's sake. But the only character I thought who was decent was probably, I don't know, Genjuro. I don't know. But their Beyblades like Wyvern or Wyvang, Garudas, Genbu, Byakko and Zarago or Jirago. Yeah, they're like the equivalent of Dragoon, Dronzer, Drasil, Drigger, and Stratadragoon. And yeah, those Beyblades suck. Yeah, I mean, they're interesting looking, they're pretty cool, I like their designs, but yeah, they're not Dragoon, Dronzer, Drasil, Drigger, or Stratadragoon. Alright, anyways, I don't know how their HMS Beyblades evolved into Burst. Because in the manga, if you guys didn't know, that the Beyblades evolved like Pokemon. The only time a Beyblade evolved in the anime was in the final episode of G-Evolution when Dragoon MS evolved into Dragoon MSUV. And in the Metal Saga, they evolved except for Storm Pegasus. Like, Galaxy Pegasus evolved into Big Bang Pegasus, and Rock Leon evolved into Fang Leon because of the damn rocks. Yeah, I don't know how these HMS Beyblades evolved into Burst. Or maybe Kenny made or designed them in the style of the Burst Beyblades or something like that. And I already said why the attack rings are Dragoon, Dronzer, Drasil, and Drigger S. Maybe because Japan wants to reuse the same shit again, or they just want something that's going back to the first design of the Bladebreakers Beyblades and the first Beyblades. Maybe that, or they just got lazy. And plus it's been like 16 years since the original, or at least 17 years. And why they're back but not their HMS Beyblades? I thought they were going to bring back their HMS Beyblades, but no. When I heard that the plastic Beyblades were combining with the Burst Beyblades, I was like, huh. Because it was weird when they thought of mixing plastic Beyblades and the Burst Beyblades. Yeah. But yeah, it's actually not that bad. I wish we'd gotten something like this with the Mal Saga, but we didn't. Instead, we got those shitty tributes. Okay, now, if this is taking place before Next Generation Beyblade, or it never happened, or it's in a parallel universe like Dragon Ball GT. Now, I don't know if Takao Oki is making this a prequel manga to Next Generation Beyblade, but I don't know. We'll see what happens at the end of this manga. Yeah, so final question. Will any of the other Bladers come back in this manga chapter? Like, probably in the next chapter or so. Like Lee, Tala, Ozuma, Robert, Brooklyn, and Kane, and the others. I really hope so, because if they don't, that would suck. Because without them, this would probably suck. Yeah. I don't know. Because it feels weird not having the other Bladers not being in this manga chapter. Yeah, so that's it for this video. I'm just talking about like the return of the original Beyblade and how I'm excited and I am glad and I'm happy that Japan and Takao Oki finally listened to our petitions. And I am so happy Tyson and Kai, Max and Ray, and Kenny and Mariah are back. And yeah, that's about it. Check out my other Beyblade videos and make sure to watch my Review Rant Thoughts series and my Beyblade Burst reviews. And like I said, I will make recaps of the Burst episodes I didn't review yet. And make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch. Link will be in the description below. And let me guys know what you think of the new character designs of Tyson, Kai, Max and Ray, Kenny, and Mariah. Do you think they're pretty cool? Do they look fan-made? Which they're not, because these looks and outfits are in the new manga chapter, or do you think they're just mediocre? I don't know. But yeah, the original Beyblade is back after so many years. So thank you guys for watching. Comment, rate, subscribe, and like always, I'm out. Peace.